Have all members voted? There have been 121 ayes and 23 nays. The resolution is adopted.
To pinpoint the one thing that led Texas Republicans to impeach their own attorney general, you need only go back a few months when Ken Paxton asked state lawmakers to pay $3.3 million so he could settle a lawsuit brought by former employees of his who blew the whistle on him.
I'm just trying to get some clarity. Is the case against the state of Texas or is it against General Paxton?
Really, the whole thing comes down to having Texas pick up the bill for, firing the whistleblowers.
So Paxton asks for taxpayer money to be spent on his own legal settlement.
If this legislative body does not vote to pay that, then what would be the next steps? What will happen then?
House Republicans refuse and quietly open an investigation into the Attorney General. The result of the legislature's investigation, that is what led to the 20 articles of impeachment. But let's back up here and put the pieces of this puzzle together. It mainly centers around one of Paxton's many political donors, a man named Nate Paul. Prosecutors say Paxton went out of his way to help Paul, did things for him as Attorney General that benefited Paul, not taxpayers. Things such as blocking public information requests to protect Nate Paul's records in the Texas Department of Public Safety, writing an official legal opinion as Attorney General to protect Nate Paul's properties from foreclosure, and appointing a special prosecutor, among other things, to investigate issues for Nate Paul. What in the world do you think Ken Paxton saw in Nate Paul?
Look, he clearly should have had better judgment about Nate Paul. Obviously, he's facing very serious problems right now. There was chatter and I think doubt about his business empire, how quickly he emerged as a major player, really kind of out of nowhere, and the way he was operating, his flashy lifestyle. So I do think he probably showed some poor judgment there and perhaps, trusting Nate Paul's word as much as he did.
When Paxton's top staff, his own deputies that he handpicked, finally blew the whistle on him, Paxton fired that group. They sued, and Paxton agreed to settle the lawsuit. Problem is, he asked the state legislature to pay that settlement, $3.3 million of taxpayer money.
He wants Texas to eat the money. I'm sorry, but unless Ken Paxton reimburses the state of Texas for what his actions cost us, then he's dead to me. I'm sorry. It's that simple.
David Leith is a Republican precinct chair in Collin County, one of the guests on this week's episode of Y'all-itics, and evidence of the sharp division among Texas Republicans. Paxton denies he did anything wrong, and grassroots Republicans still support Paxton. They disregard the impeachment trial. Traditional conservatives, though, say let this rare process play out. A unique political event that finally begins this week in Austin. In Dallas, I'm Jason Whiteley.
WFAA's live streaming coverage of the trial begins at 8:30 tomorrow morning. Our team of experts will put every moment in perspective so you can better grasp what's happening and what's at stake. You can watch gavel-to-gavel coverage on our streaming app, WFAA Plus, or on the go on WFAA.com and our YouTube page.